Hi there, it's Yulia from Languages again. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you're interested in learning something new and reading. So today we're talking about multilingual speakers or just polyglots, how we're used to calling them. Nowadays, luckily it's becoming more popular to learn languages, mainly because the internet is just loaded with so many resources. The resources, I'd say, for learning literally every possible language in the world, and even those that are already dead. And many of those people who are somehow connected to language learning often ask themselves, how can I become a polyglot? Or else, can I already call myself a polyglot? That's quite an interesting topic to discuss, so let's just go part by part. And first of all, let's have a look at the definition. Polyglot. Well, it derives from Greek and literally means a multilingual speaker, multilingual person who can speak several languages. But how many languages exactly? 2, 5 or 10? To be honest, nobody will tell you for sure. It's really not clear who can be considered a polyglot. On the internet, people say different things. Some say that if you can already speak one language, you can be called a polyglot. Meanwhile, others claim that you have to speak at least 4 foreign languages or at least be familiar with those languages. I personally think that it's more fair to call a polyglot a person who can speak, who is familiar with 4 or 5 foreign languages. And when I say speak foreign languages, I mean the ability to communicate with speakers and at least be able to read some easy books in those languages. Now let's have a look at some examples, shall we? It's someone who you know for sure, but maybe you weren't aware of the fact those people were polyglots. Let's at first dive into history and then let's see some contemporary polyglots. And the first will be, to someone's surprise, Queen Elizabeth I. Yes, when we learn or read about the lives of queen and kings, we usually pay more attention to how many territories they gained during their reign, or else if they made their country better or not, and in what way. And we usually, if not always, miss out on some little but quite interesting details of their life. Like, for example, this Elizabeth I could speak, or at least she is believed to be able to speak 11 foreign languages. She was a real polyglot who could speak Arabic, Latin, Greek, Spanish, French, and some others. Possessed these languages so thoroughly that each appeared to be her native tongue, exclaimed one Venetian ambassador after meeting her in 1603. Coming to the second example, and another polyglot of English origin, John Milton. Who was John Milton? John Milton was an English poet who is mostly famous for his Paradise Lost and the fact that he coined many, really many new English words, just like Shakespeare. And yes, he was a polyglot too. Being a man of words and literature, knowing his own native language very well helped him a lot to understand how many others work. Latin, Greek, French, Italian, Hebrew are some of the examples of the languages he spoke. Another man passionate about literature and a power of a language nowadays we'd call a polyglot is James Joyce. Many still call him a hyper-polyglot who could speak, attention, 17 languages: Greek, Italian, French. Also tried to learn Norwegian, Russian, Finnish. Incredible. And now let's have a look at Audrey Hepburn, one of the greatest British actresses, who is also a polyglot. Born in Belgium, she also spent her childhood in England and the Netherlands. No surprise she could speak English, Dutch and French fluently, that were followed by Italian, Spanish and German.
Rare and I appear together. Mel plays the knight errant and I play a water sprite.
Bon, à l'époque, je me suis arrêtée justement pour mes enfants, parce que j'étais toujours loin et ça me rendait très malheureux. Alors j'ai plus ou moins cessé de faire des films.
Helemaal niet.
Nee.
Helemaal niet. Ik zou het heerlijk vinden om heel interessant te mogen zijn en te zeggen, oh, het was zo warm en ik viel iedere dag flauw, maar het was niet zo.
Het was niet zo.
Het was im Herzen, dass ich diesen wunderschönen Abend mit Ihnen verbringen durfte.
E anche perché hai riempito di tutte quelle facce così gentili questa sera e vorrei
And the last example for today is Natalie Portman. Yes, this American actress was born in Israel, so she got Hebrew and English from her childhood, and then the list of her languages was expanded with Arabic, Spanish, German and a bit of Japanese.
Hi, I'm Natalie Portman and I'm going to take you through some Hebrew slang. Lizrom means to flow, if you want to like flow with things, go with the flow. Eze basa, it sucks, like what a shame, but it's like more harder than that. Chaval al azman, the direct translation would be like.
Well, after looking at all of that, you may have a question: what it's like to be a polyglot? Even though I personally wouldn't call myself a polyglot yet, still, anyways, I know what it's like to know more than one foreign language, and it's amazing. And I'll tell you why. When you learn a foreign language, you start not only learning it, but also living it. There are many polyglots who say the more languages you learn, the more lives you have. Every language you speak changes your personality, and I totally agree with that. Even though it may sound strange and even weird, it's really true. The more languages you speak, the more personalities you have. And it's not about schizophrenia. No, it's about how different all the countries and cultures are. It's about the importance of learning not only a language, but culture of that country where that language is used. Only this way you will really start feeling language. I, for example, always notice how my voice changes when I speak, let's say, Spanish or my native language, Russian, or else how even the way of thinking changes. When I have that inner talk in French or English, it's something really fascinating. And the second question you may have is how to become a polyglot. Well, the first thing I'd tell you is that you should ask yourself, why do I want to become a polyglot? Why do I need it? If it's not an emergency, I would recommend you just take your time and dive into every language you're interested in. Not to be of making mistakes. Mistakes, after all, teach us. Find someone who will share your hobby, your interest in learning languages. You will find practice, maybe fun time, and a friend. Surround yourself with a language. Watch films, listen to music, read, write in the language or languages you're interested in. After all, if that's something you like, if that's something you want, it won't be a great challenge for you, right? So thank you, friends, for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget about my website, languagesofficial.com. It's a place for those who are interested in different cultures, in languages, history, reading and just learning something new. If you don't want to miss any updates, please subscribe to its newsletter. And if you enjoy my content, please consider supporting my channel, or else choose some of the membership tiers on my Ko-fi account to have unique content and exclusive discounts for my shop items. Now I hope You have a good day and see you in the next video.